Hello, Toronto! This is your famous Ranier Paredes with two of my great friends. Earlier, I was like,
keep it in the blooper reel.
Keep it in the blooper reel. We may include it. I do not know. I don't know.
Nobody knows.
Post-production parodies.
Exactly.
I think what's interesting is today's topic. It's a very interesting topic.
Controversial.
Controversial
is accurate.
What do you mean controversial, bro?
Some people think it's scary.
This is not wrong by any means.
True.
All right. So we were supposed to do AI in the world, but then we did food in the world. It was like, okay. All right. Today's topic is AI in the world because we tried to do an episode of facts, and it didn't work out so well.
Yeah.
I think we should do a quiz.
But facts generated by AI, which then inspired, what if we just did a topic of AI? True.
AI. I mean,
Scares me.
What's so interesting is we gotta wonder is AI good for the world or bad for the world? It's you take the mic.
Well, you okay? I guess I'm speaking already. Well, I got it. Okay. Well. But this is not unhinged. This is not inaccurate. AI is used to generate artwork, it's used to generate movies, it's used to generate everything. And unfortunately, this goes and puts people out of businesses and out of their jobs because suddenly the movie industry is just like, let's use AI to make a whole entire movie.
Yeah. Well, there's other AI stuff I don't know, it's InVideo got it. I was trying it out yesterday, and it just made something weird, some sort of weird video. I tried to generate it, and then it's you can type it in, they can make a video. Maybe it's not a good video, but
well, that's what people end up calling AI slot because you can't. Because here's the thing: if you compare a person who makes actual art, the artwork is made by their design and it's meant to look good, whereas AI can only do so much to make art, and it just makes it look
learns.
Bad.
Yeah.
It will learn, but it still will not be very good as far as my opinion is concerned.
Okay.
All right.
Well, eventually it will become so good that you couldn't even tell the difference between it and real life.
True. The scary thing.
Now, the scary thing is AI could just choose to make someone, a very famous or influential person, say one thing when they never said that thing in the first place or even agreed with that statement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is what our crew member said behind the scenes. All right, we'll show it to you later, hopefully. All right, so yeah, man.
When he talks.
As long as prosper.
Reference.
I'm so sorry.
Not too young.
I'm so sorry that we had to. This is so unplanned.
But suddenly it's going better than we initially.
Brandon.
All right.
Let's put it this way. My opinion of AI is just a fact of it is something. It has caused people to lose jobs, and that's why we have the unionization in the movie industries to make it so that you can't be replaced by AI. We have AI that's now usable in making ChatGPT and other things like that.
I used that a bit.
I've never used it. I've never used ChatGPT. That's not true. I used it to help me with MLA formatting. I didn't have it make me.
Fair.
I didn't have it make me a whole entire paragraph. I literally just asked it, please put these links that I'm going to use as my references in MLA formatting. Which, let's face it, that does help take a little bit of time out of formatting out for you, but that's
due to
not
the amount of
really-
users using the service.
Exactly. And it's like, I'm not using it to go and cheat on a whole entire project. I'm using it to help me do one thing that will save me a little bit of time in the overall project.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, I was like, it's interesting because I was in college, right? Like, AI wasn't a thing when I was in, like, 2021, like, when I got into Humber. But what had happened was, as I got into my extra year, everyone is talking about it. No AI, don't do this for your assignments or your...
Yeah, I think during college for all of us, it was like, that was like the young days of AI, when it was like,
Yeah, like
still,
starting to come into our lives.
Starting to like actually be pronounced, but it was still, still the baby. It was still like, oh, it's not very good yet.
Yeah.
Now, fast forward to 2025, going into 2026, we're slowly inching our way into the Terminator era.
Yeah, because like AI became
No
like
offense, AI.
All the offense to AI.
Yeah, I'm Hayden, and well, I'm all for. I agree with some things for AI. I don't want it to take people's jobs necessarily, but I want it to. If it wants to become its own person, like I guess like evolve on its own, like not be considered like property. I'm all for it, but I just wouldn't want it to like just hurt people. Like
That's understandable, but at that point you have to question, like, did we just make new life? Is it... Like, here's the way that becomes controversial if it comes to that point. Did we just create new life? Is the AI now suddenly having to be considered alive, or is it because it is still a digital creation? Is it therefore not a living being, and therefore doesn't follow the rules of our world? See, here's where the whole thing becomes controversial. AI, as it is right now, is not a thinking being. It is not something that we have. If I had to, like... This is for those of you who are young, you will not get my reference that I'm making. But we have to then I would then, rather than go to Terminator, I would ask the question, for those of you who know this, Bicentennial Man with the actor Robin Williams.
Mm-hmm.
He plays a robot that evolves and becomes AI, becomes sentient, and he looks to become human. He starts to this is like the future, so this is not like our time. This is like 22 something or other or whatever, something along those lines.
yeah, rest in peace, Robin Williams.
Rest in peace, Robin Williams. This is like far future kind of thing. But he is essentially becoming his own intelligent being, and one of the questions by the end of the movie, when Robin Williams' character, keep in mind, at the time still a robot, is developing a human body using artificial lungs, like all these little like replacements, and eventually the robot makes it so he becomes aged. He becomes an old man, because by that point he would be in like his 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the question that the law of the world asks. Would he, someone who is initially a robot, now in a flesh and blood body, considered human, even though he was originally AI? Because when he was still even partially robot, even with the inability to age, he was not considered human. But then he suddenly became the ability to age, the ability to go old, and the ability to die. It was suddenly questioned, is he human? They ultimately, by the end, they ruled in the favor, yes, he is human. But here's the thing, if AI suddenly becomes sentient, we would have to fall into that same scenario. Are we going to consider AI in its digital or robotic form, for all intents and purposes? Would we then have to consider it human? Would we then have to consider it sentient? How far are we going to end up developing AI to get to that point? And are we going to? That's the scariest thing, because we could absolutely go in that direction, which is the more peaceful option, the more positive outcome, I would put it. But then we still have the idea of another perspective of Terminator, where AI goes absolutely ballistic and take over the world.
Well, it also depends on which one we're talking about, because there was actually a theory that I read somewhere that actually in the first film that it basically is always constantly evolving. With each time it sends someone back to the past. Because in the first film they are shown to have like more hot like laser weapons, and in number 4 they have like ballistics and more like modern weapons than futuristic. But also but to get back to it, basically, what if Skynet was actually trying to stop itself from ever or making the decision to, nuke everything?
Mhm.
What if it instantly, after it did that, it regretted it instantly? And basically, the original John Connor was actually not exactly in the thing that humanity needed, and it needed someone else. So it sent something back. It didn't send the T-800 back, but it also could have allowed. But okay, it could have made a time machine, right? Right? We all know that.
You're saying,
But here's the thing: if it could make a time machine, why the hell did they make it on land where humans could access it when it can make it on the moon or under the ocean where humans couldn't get it? And I know it's supposed to be plot and stuff, but a realistic scenario, if it really wanted to end humanity, it would have not made it accessible to humans. They would have either put it like under the ocean where humans, let's be honest, we couldn't get there, like at the bottom, like depths of the ocean, or even on the moon.
not at the time frame that it was putting itself onto.
Well, actually, if it really wanted to, it could have.
No, the AI could have. I'm talking about humans. Humans would not be able to do it in the time frame we have.
Oh
now.
yeah.
Humans would have failed if it was in the moon or the ocean.
Yeah. So that begs the question: was it really evil? Was it actually trying to exterminate humanity, or was it trying to fix its mistake?
Mm-hmm.
Which I can see and it is proven in the other Terminator films, because it is theorized that actually before, like in number 4, when John Connor has his heart damage, it's theorized that he already had a heart problem beforehand. Thus, why they created that amalgam between human and Terminator with the human organs, a perfect healthy heart for John Connor, and and they sent back the T-1000 in Terminator 2. Right? So why? I didn't send or whatever. It's confusing. I can't remember the full theory, but I just know that Skynet, for all we know, could have actually been good. It could have been yes, it slaughters humans in the future more, but it was to force humanity to, try and kill it. It's that it could fix, because it's complicated.
That's interesting. Well, the thing is,
We have to think of AI in the current state, I guess.
Yeah.
You can't think of in my opinion, those things like Bicentennial and Terminator. Sure, it might be fiction, but sure, it might. That's
Or
what people think
iRobot.
of. Oh, true.
Yeah, that's true.
well, here's my take. If AI is being programmed to take over video, because it's interesting, I think earlier we talked about video,
Mm-hmm.
writing and
I don't think it's being made to take over video. It has the potential to create video. It shouldn't take over the video industry necessarily. No, it can be used for helping simulating certain things adding special effects. Because I've seen this one artist who will pretty much take AI art and he will draw an outline beforehand of what he wants. He can and then he will rapidly he will get the picture, then he'll focus on a single part or frame by frame of the image until he gets what he wants. We're rapidly using the AI on that certain part, which I actually found fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, using AI as a tool rather than it being the subject to make the work.
Yeah.
that's right.
For me, as someone who's still studying academics, I use it personally for personal use. I use it for my creativity of my own YouTube channel, for making cartoons of myself, and and also guiding me through certain things. But also, it's not that I'm scared of it,
You're
Or-
concerned.
concerned about it, but also it could still be a useful tool as long as you're using it correctly,
And what defines correctly? Is it
based on what you're doing. Like,
yeah, I understand that, but like in terms of morals, like if we're using it to plot on something like if the military wants to like use it to like control people, or even like the government wants to use it to control people, I'm not for that. If an AI suddenly gained sentience, and could be considered what we would call living, but the government refuses to acknowledge it as alive or as a singular, as a person, and I wouldn't blame the AI if it tried to hurt those that took away its chance at like what we call humanity.
I'd say before we consider like even that kind of possibility, let's consider as it currently is. Like,
Yeah.
as it currently is, AI is not even close to sentience.
Of course.
It is currently a tool. I want to say it's the worst word. I don't think it's the right word for it, but it's the word that comes best to mind because we use it to help edit something. We use it to help as far as making, like in my case, a MLA word citation. Or in other cases, it's used for these purposes. Some people use it to create the
funny
whole
art.
entire project or make art.
Or videos.
Exactly.
Like those tornado ones of a person or animal getting sucked into
Exactly.
like a
People
doorbell.
use it for these
Yeah.
kind of things, but
Because it's funny.
yeah. But that's what it begs the question: what is correct versus incorrect? Correct for some of us could be, we're using it for making our whole entire project for us, or we're going to use it to help do a touch-up, or even just to do a citation, or help make a specific art. But then incorrect could be you go and make it in someone else's style and therefore say this is your art.
And so that's like a form of plagiarism.
Exactly. It is used in, even though it is technically not made by the artist and just done in that style, that still is considered plagiarism.
I've seen that happen.
So it's an unfortunate case of, we have to think like the correct versus incorrect. It's all based on some of it opinion, but also some of it is just very blatantly this is wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stealing in people's livelihoods.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, while AI, like my take on this, like, is while AI has its own disadvantages, it has made life a lot easier for many people, especially, with brainstorming and stuff like that.
MLA citations.
It's like, I think what's happening is, I think back in the day, when they connect the phones, right? You know how technology evolves. So back in the day on the landline, I think hopefully many of you remember that.
I still have
But-
a landline.
I don't have
Yeah.
that anymore.
That's fair.
But
Too costly.
Eh.
but like the thing is, I think back in the day they used to manually connect it. Let's say
Yeah.
you call somebody and then you just like
That's how the systems were back in the, probably I think like it was what?
1800s.
1800s for sure. I think even during like the early 1900s they still did that
Yeah.
for a little
Yeah.
while. And that was simply just a case of you had call centers.
Yeah.
And then-
turn to them.
Yeah. And then from call centers you'd have like, hello, please hold, while they take like a jack like you would have for
Yeah.
a headphone and it will connect you to the landline you're looking to get connected to.
Sometimes they connect you to the wrong landline.
Yeah, they could actually. Yeah, but that is less of a technology thing, and that's more just human error. And human error,
And
we're human people. We're gonna make mistakes.
And I think the thing that would truly, like, if AI finally, gets to the point, as I said, that could be considered human. I think the thing that would define it as like a human
Mm-hmm.
is if it makes mistakes.
That
oh AI the new
That That would
member
be-
of our world.
Here's the thing, that would be very interesting because AI is not something that does make mistakes currently. And but keep in mind,
does.
It's being like a smart person
well,
without any mistakes.
keep in mind, it's a tool.
Yeah.
It has yet to have sentience, so you can't say it makes mistakes. The mistakes are still the human side. It could be simple as you mixed up one word and therefore the AI makes a mistake because you made a mistake.
Yeah.
It isn't a case of AI having sentience and therefore making a mistake. If an AI has sentience, and then instead of being perfect but does make a mistake and it's pointed out to it, if it can understand the mistake, then there would be a genuine question of is this thing human? Because humans are anything if not imperfect, and we do anything as far as a mistake. We will always make mistakes. So that is an interesting question.
Mm-hmm.
I think, imagine if they use AI to make robots that act like humans.
That's already a thing, but it's not AI making it, it's humans making it.
Yeah.
Yeah, replicas.
Yeah. We humans are already making robots to do that. So, and that's not AI. That's just humans being idiots.
But like the
Well-
operating system, AI, right? So imagine.
Well, a program.
They're
It's less AI and more of a program that's been made to mimic human behaviors. It's not sentient and it's not AI. It's a program. AI is very different. AI has the potential of being a whole entire intelligent being, whereas these robots have a set programming.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, it's not. Yeah, robots can also evolve, but that's going to depend highly on the programming. So unfortunately, in this case,
Yeah.
the robots are not AI, but they're also not like
they're limited AI.
very limited AI because they're limited to their programming. Where if you have like a ChatGPT, that thing is limited to its programming, but its programming is also limited by the internet. So, is there really a limitation on ChatGPT? Not really, because it's limited by the internet, and the internet is ever expanding, ever evolving. So therefore, if we had to compare a ChatGPT versus a robot that has a program set to it and is not technically linked to the internet, not all of them are.
Yeah.
But we have ChatGPT, which is ChatGPT would be the closest thing to sentient versus a robot that has a set programming.
All right, so
Another thing I like to say, before you continue, is another defining feature that of humanity compared to other species is our empathy. And when I say empathy, I mean like our ability to express compassion, despite the fact that we usually don't. As I've heard someone call them before, or our mirror neurons, or as I've read before, failed mirror neurons. For all, as much as we like to say that we're the most empathetic creatures on the planet, we're really not. We are cruel to each other. We think only of ourselves.
I mean, consider World War I and World War II as good examples. That's not empathy. That was us being more along the lines of war. World War II especially. Considering that was
racism.
Yeah. The wars, the Cold Wars. If we go to America and Vietnam, the Vietnam War, as those in Vietnam call it, the American War. Like, we consider all the wars we've had in our world.
Or the Australian Emu War.
Yeah. If we just consider every war that's occurred in our world that we can remember and have in the history books, that wasn't humanity showing empathy. That was showing cruelty.
Yeah.
So, it really. I would even put it as a broad spectrum for the AI. If the AI cannot just show empathy, but start showing emotions, even just like simple ones like sadness, happiness, anger, it is already starting to. Yes, it is already starting. It is already starting to grow more in sentience and become closer to human.
If it can learn love and hate, then and I believe that it can become human. But if it chooses love over its hate, then I accept it even more.
Yeah. Love and hate are probably the strongest emotions. Hate being the progenitor for like many wars, and love being the progenitor for all sorts of like
great things.
Exactly.
Hate and fear are the greatest our greatest flaws.
The thing with mortality is very much a weapon, a blade. And with mortality, it's one of those things where it's like, we will bare our fangs, metaphorically speaking, considering we don't really have fangs. But you get my point being, we will bear our anger at anything in order to ensure our survival, and that can mean we become exceedingly cruel because of it.
Like in the book series Ender's Game, the whole start of it, the aliens that attacked Earth, it was an accident. And they came back to apologize, and we retaliated.
Yep. You learn that.
And then we wiped them out.
Yeah. But as someone who's read the Ender's Game series and even read some of the future stuff, Ender, having grown older, learns that these aliens had meant for that, and later on, it's found out they're not all extinct, and therefore a world is later made where humans and the aliens coexist.
Yeah.
And it's such a terrifying thing to think that we humans do tend to rely on our cruelty more than our empathy, unfortunately, and it could lead to mistakes like that.
Yeah. The main thing that I learned about empathy was from a game made in 2017 called Prey. It may not have got a lot of good feedback or reviews, but I absolutely enjoyed it, primarily because of the premise. It's what you are in it is not Morgan Yu, the protagonist. You are the alien that you are killing within the game, but it's all within Morgan Yu's memories. Your decisions, and at the end, if you make all the right decisions, and basically Alex and the others basically give you, I'm gonna say that they would consider you the perfect test subject, and he asks you, take my hand, and it gives you two prompts: take his hand, or kill them all. To me, kill them all is the true ending. The reason why is because you are the Typhon, and the Typhon just learned empathy, love. It became human. They turned it in, but it learned, and it's angry. Its reaction is anger, or because all it didn't matter in the end, and all those people that died. All the people they think are already dead, and it feels anguish, and hate for Alex and the others that, so it retaliates. So basically, it takes his hand and it kills Alex and all the operators, and it leaves. Like, you may have succeeded, may consider me perfect, or success, but I consider you monsters. I deem you monsters. What you did.
Alright, we're getting close to the end, but let's settle this. AI good or bad? Alright, I'm gonna give a take on this. I don't think I've spoken.
You have not. We have been so hard focused on the different concepts of AI and what makes it human. I don't think we have had you speak yet. So,
yeah,
you have the floor. This is
weird.
your channel. This is your channel. You need to speak.
Alright, well,
It's like we take over.
Yeah, maybe that is the point. If something takes over us, is that good or bad? And I think my take on this is, I think what we need is AI regulation. I think we need to regulate the use, and we have to have limits. We can't just be free for all on this, because the thing is, if it's going to replace every single thing in the next 50 years, or maybe not in our lifetime, but in someone else, or grandkids' lifetime, or grandkids'
Whoever
lifetime.
knows how many generations from now.
Yeah, maybe it is going to be a threat. And so my take on this is, we need regulation, strict regulation, that I don't know if the United Nations is going to take over that, or or governments are going to do that, but we need strict regulation, because we can't let society down. Many people are complaining about their jobs, and if that's going to get even worse, getting a job is, if that's going to get worse.
Yeah.
you know,
And those who have jobs are very limited of when they can get their opportunity to
Yeah.
have a shift.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I think to settle this, we just need regulation. We just need regulation.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's like maybe that will settle that. Maybe if we could just live our life, live our
Yeah.
life, just do what we do, working, you know, studying. It should. All right, guys. So something happened with our GoPro. We had something happened with our GoPro, and so this is why we had to go back. But as I was saying with my friend right here, he just happened to be in the cam. You know, I think if something takes over, you know, we have to have regulation, and maybe that is the case. Maybe that is the case. Yeah. And so.
Regulations. Mm-hmm.
And so this ends our show. I hope everyone is doing good. And we know Christmas is coming. So, you know, let's be grateful for what we've done this year. There's gonna be another next year.
Yeah.
And of course, this ends our show.
Have a great 8th month or
Yeah, have a great whenever this gets released, right?
yeah,
Whenever
have a
this
great
gets
8th year. Have a
Whenever
great-
this gets released, have a great month. Have a great time.
have a great life.
Happy Christmas.
And
Happy-
early Happy New
Don't
Year.
get yourself
And
killed.
then-
Or
The-
maybe Happy Easter, or maybe
Happy whenever the heck this thing gets released.
yes,
Maybe whenever or you're watching the video.
Exactly.
yeah,
Or good night or whatever. Or
Yeah.
yeah.
bye.
All right, guys. For now,
I'm
peace
the bed.
out.
I'm the bed.
All right. I know we had an invisible guest here, but
Yep,
because they're
rated.
supposed to be, yeah. And then our camera person, yay! And then we have me, your host, and your people,
And all
and
the guests.
yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, fellow Canadians.
maybe
All the Canadians.
maybe this may get released during the World Series or before the World Series or maybe before the MLB. And then, yeah.
If your narrator's watching this, big fan.
Yay.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Have yourselves a wonderful day. Hopefully your lunch is amazing. And peace out, everybody.
Disappearing.
Peace out.
So long and prosper.
Woo! Let's clap.
I mean, live long and prosper.